What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue number 2. Recently, we saw Peter Parker travel to LA. He is conducting experiments with a scientist known as Crystal. But recently, he has had terrifying nightmares really afflicting him ever since he came in contact with an ancient magical rock. At first, this seemed like a string of bad dreams filled with strange monsters. But something sinister is afoot, because beyond the barrier between consciousness and subconscious, that all just came crashing down when a giant demon bear ripped straight out of Spider-Man's nightmares and attacked Peter and Crystal in the lab. Now, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so our story starts us 20 years ago. We are picking up with a very young Crystal. In North Dakota, her grandpa is telling her a story about a coyote walking along with his friend Iktomi. The two of them spotting a rock having very spider-like green moss all over it. The rock was named Aya, and it wasn't just any rock, but a rock with great power. Coyote was able to feel this power. As they come across it, Coyote decides that he is going to give his blanket to Aya. Making the rock warm, the two of them go off. But as the night comes and it gets cold, Coyote asking his friend Iktomi if he can go out there and really just go get the blanket back. The two of them going out to get it. Aya had refused at first to give the blanket back, and so he stole it. He stole it and ran away. With Aya not happy about Coyote's trickery, the rock gave chase, the coyote being flattened and the rock taking back the blanket. And while this story doesn't have relevance right off the bat, we can tell that this story is going to be connected with whatever is going on with Peter Parker. That is what picks us up with Peter inside the laboratory. The demon bear has come out, and Spidey wastes no time trying to fight back against it, but he is severely overpowered, the demon bear having him in his clutches. The two of them talk on a telepathic level. The demon bear is telling him that their experiments, they have weakened the junction between its world and the real world. The psychic sickness in their world, in Peter Parker's world, it is so intense, demon bear needed to feed after its long hibernation, with Peter willing to do whatever he needs to do to stop the nightmare realm from entering their world. The demon bear makes a wager. Peter Parker has 3 days to find the maze and defeat the demon bear there. That is when Peter Parker, he asks what the stakes are. What if he wins? What if he loses? The demon bear tells him that if he loses, the nightmares will break free and infect their reality. The psychic sickness has turned into something. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, and so it has to go somewhere. Demon Bear couldn't have it bleeding back into his world, otherwise it wouldn't be able to go back to sleep. Asking what happens if he wins, Demon Bear tells him that instead of affecting their entire reality, the nightmares would infect him, that he would live a waking nightmare until the day he died. And with one final question, he asked the Demon Bear, "Where is the maze?" Giving a very vague response. He has no idea where to begin looking. He says the rock is its beating heart, that if Peter Parker listens to the rock, it will guide him where he needs to go. And just like that, the demon bear is gone. Crystal, not seeing any of this, the only thing she sees is a failed experiment, believing that it did not work. With Peter not really knowing what to do with all this information that he just got, Crystal and Peter decide that they are gonna go grab a bite to eat. As they sit here, this is where Peter Parker, he tries to explain what happened with the demon bear. As he is sitting here trying to explain it to Crystal, a stranger walks up with a piece of paper, dropping it on the table, saying that he was told to give this to him by a random stranger, that he needed to look for 2 very confused individuals, with these 2 being the only ones to fit the bill so far. He hands the paper to him, and on it, there is a swirling spiral. Inside of this paper, there is a feather, and it says, stir coffee. Stirring the coffee up, this is where they see a spiral in the coffee. A raven flying out of it. Both Peter and Crystal are able to see it, having no idea what is going on, having no idea what they are seeing. Peter Parker is doing his best to try and explain what the demon bear had told him. Recognizing only the demon bear, Crystal does recognize the characters from a childhood story her grandfather had told her about. She sees Iktomi, the Spider-Man, and Coyote, telling Crystal that he has only 3 days to find the maze and complete it, where the demon bear will be waiting for him. Now, she doesn't know that he is Spider-Man, so he makes up a reason or an excuse on what will happen when he finally does reach the demon bear. That is what takes us over to Crystal's house. The two of them, they have been working non-stop trying to decipher where the heck this maze could possibly be. At this point, Crystal has already fallen fast asleep, and it doesn't take long for Peter Parker to fall asleep as well. When he wakes up the next morning, he finds that Crystal is no longer in the house, but that ancient magical rock, somehow it wound up on the ground. Going and picking it up, he gets a phone call from Wong, needing some advice and needing some help. This is when Peter runs into some goons. The artist from the night before is here, saying that Wong said we needed to be expecting you. This is where she tells Spider-Man that Wong's magic and her magic, they are a bit different. She comes with a more scientific approach. Getting ready to get started, he hands over the magical rock, saying that it is ancient, it is otherworldly. This rock is both the beginning and the end. It holds the patterns connected to nature. This is when they almost transcend space and time, letting him know that this rock came from the other side of that point. The sequence is everything and everywhere. It connects to the symmetry of the multiverse itself. It holds all the knowledge from the other side, but the rock also has a sickness inside of it, and this sickness is desperate to be free. Throwing the rock towards Peter Parker, it hits him in the chest, and it connects to him. As it glows on his chest, the artist knocked out by his side. The guards come running in, believing the Spider-Man is responsible. They immediately start attacking him, with Spider-Man trying to let them know that he didn't do this, he doesn't understand what is going on. They are not listening. That is when he wakes up, as if he never went to see her in the first place, as if none of that had even happened. Answering his phone, Randy is on the other end, believing that that was all a dream. That is until he lifts up his shirt, and that rock, it is attached to him, appearing to be underneath his skin. Not sure what this means or where this is headed. Spider-Man knows that this can't be good, and that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So what it looks like is the Nightmare Realm is almost infecting reality itself, somehow connected to this rock, somehow connected to Crystal in the story that her grandfather had told her. While it's very vague, giving very little detail on what is actually happening, we do know that Peter Parker, he has to make it to that maze. He has to find the demon bear at the end of that maze. Only then can he stop all of this from happening. All in all, it's not a bad story. The artwork is relatively good, very psychedelic in some parts, but it's definitely much better than the current Spider-Man that is going on with 616. Outside of the dark web stuff, because dark web seems to be a very promising story. But this is interesting, it's fun, it's something new, it's something different, and I'm really excited to see where this is headed and where they're going to take us with it. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything going on with Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only would you be helping out the channel tremendously, you would be getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.